All right, Washington state law says I have to let you know that you're being recorded. You're being recorded right now, okay? So you're, all right, let's go ahead and see which screen am I gonna share. All right, can you guys see Emily's great, awesome website there? Yay, yay, okay. All right, so I'm gonna whoops, I need to unmute everybody. Yay, all right, whoever put up the emoji, right, thanks. I can't see your names anymore, so. All right, yay, I didn't know you could put up emojis, that's great. All right, let's do this. All right, so what do I mean by understanding the medium? All right, there is an awesome tool called Figma, right? And we go into Figma, and you're like, yay, this is awesome, right? And you're gonna design something, okay? And so the nice thing about Figma is you can make stuff, like anything, you can make anything. So you're coming into here, you're gonna design some text, okay? So you're a designer, you're gonna come in here and you're gonna design some text like this. Just plain text, and I know that's really, really small, so just hang in there. All right, just plain text. We're gonna make this just plain text really, really big so we can see it. Just plain text, close enough, right? And then you can take this just plain text and you can apply some effects on it, like a drop shadow. So notice it has a little bit of a drop shadow there, okay? Good, good. You can adjust the blur. You're like, oh, this is awesome. Why do I need you, Colin? It's like, exactly, this is why we're here, right? All right, so you design this thing, it's flat. Right now, it's just an image. It's just, but you're like, it's text. Well, if you actually go into this, and some of you might know this, you're gonna copy and paste this as CSS. So you're gonna come right into here, right? You're gonna make some text here, and I'm gonna go ahead and make a paragraph that we're gonna do this together as just plain text. So one of the things I do in Web 1 is we dive right in, okay? Just plain text. Right, so you design this thing, you're gonna go select this thing as CSS, and some of you like have coded before, like, yeah, I get all this. Okay, all right, so I'm gonna hit save on this, and you can see, right, speed of the internet here, that right, just plain text should show up. Where's my syntax error? It's save. All right, so where is this thing? Well, the code is actually there. It's just positioned off screen. Long story short, okay, there's your just plain text. You're like, woohoo, I did this thing. Big deal. Big whoop-de-doo, Colin. It's like, okay, this is the synergy between developers and designers. No, right? So you're gonna come back into this as a designer. Okay, you're like, you know what? That drop shadow was cool. How about I put a stroke on this thing, right? So we're gonna come in here and put a stroke. We're gonna put a really gaudy. Is it gaudy or gaudy? I forgot. Mess up. English, second language. Right, I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna put a stroke on this thing, right? So I can do the exact same thing, right? I can control click, copy and paste the CSS. Colin, I don't need to code. I'm just gonna copy and paste all the code that I need. Developers, by the way, right, you should be careful about with what you copy and paste, right? You all know that what you copy and paste really, really matters. If performance is a thing, right? Your code performance, how well it reads, and all that stuff. So can I apply the same technique, Colin? I'm just gonna come in here and just paste it all in, okay? I'm gonna do that same thing. I'm gonna take out what I don't need there, the same just plain text, and it looks like that. But we applied the exact same process. We applied the exact same process and got two different results. Why? Because this right here becomes an hour-and-a-half lecture. Because we went into a visual tool like Figma or Illustrator, and we copy and paste out the code, right? And we copied and pasted the code, but why does it look like that? That's understanding the medium of the web, okay? So anytime you design something, designers, and you're like, this is gonna be a link, right? Link to Eastern site, EW. You're like, here's my link to the site, okay? Right, and as a developer, you should say, well, what about the other states? Like, what do you mean states? Or the hover state, the link state. Like, we don't want the default blue, right? And as a designer, okay, you don't want any developers making these design decisions for you, right? Why? Well, because a non-designer is going to allow this, and this is a travesty in our world, designers. Why? All right. Can anyone want to chime in and tell me why this is such a travesty? I'm zooming in right now. Can you see that? Oh, you can't. I'm zooming in on my screen. Let me make this thing bigger for just a second. Okay. All right, anybody in the chat or you want to unmute? Tell me why this is a travesty for designers. You have descenders, right? Descenders in typography, never send a line through them. That's part of the problem, right? So web design is this medium that is really, what I love about the web is super easy to learn. CSS, HTML, JavaScript, all easy to learn. Easy, 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 very empowering things, right? I give workshops to elementary school kids, right? All the time, it's like, hey, in an hour, we're gonna make a website. And they leave that hour and they're like, wow, we have a website. We didn't know it was it's so easy. Like, you can, it's really easy to learn. It is really hard to master. It takes a lifetime to master this stuff because it's changing so fast, right? And we're not even talking about all the different browsers. We're not even talking about all the different platforms, okay? And I'm not even talking about all the different devices, like my fridge, my watch, your car, your house, right? I have a Wi-Fi enabled mousetrap. You all think I'm joking. I'm being serious. So what are we learning in Web Design 1? We're learning how to understand the medium of the web. We're not learning how to make a website. But our product in Web Design 1 is a website. That is our product, right? That's the one product that we can put out, right? And by Web Design 3, you're going to be able to say to your clients, where do you want your website? They're going to be like, what? Well, you can put it on a big screen TV. You can put it on something as big as a 100-inch TV, right? Or the wrist, or the watch, or the watch on my wrist. And that's where I think this class is powerful. And that's why I want you to stay into this, okay? So as a designer, if you're a designer type, right, feel empowered by this stuff. Feel really empowered that you can right? As a coder type, right, feel empowered that you're not gonna have these issues like a descender running, like a line running through your descenders, because that's just bad typography. Check, check, right? Put up an emoji, say something out loud, right? All right. These are old slides, old slides. Can you see my screen? Yes, yes, everybody? All right. Thank you, emoji people. You're really helping me out today. Good, because at the end of this, you can show me how this all works. I don't have the emoji turned on my phone. Everybody thinks I'm joking. I literally don't have emojis on my phone. All right, I'm old school like that. All right, this is a really old presentation, right? And it's still valid to this day, okay? And so we're gonna run through this really fast. All right. So call it course alternatives, right? There's Wix, Squarespace, all the other ones. Webflow is another one, okay? Like, these are all point and click tools. Webflow basically says you don't need to learn any of this stuff, just use our tools. What's the downside to that? Well, they hold all of your code. You have to keep paying them a monthly fee, okay? The web is essentially free, but Colin, didn't we just pay for stuff? Yeah, we're paying for different things, but we're not paying to use the web. And that's what a lot of this stuff here is. So there are a lot of really good point and click tools, and there's a lot of really bad point and click tools, right? And these are called WYSIWYGs, right? Or what you see is what you get. It's this big acronym. So there's a lot of alternatives to this class, okay? But like I said, I'm hoping that you're in here to understand the medium and how this works. I can't see the slides, just the Emily Cohn website. All right, good. Thanks for letting me know. All right, let's see here. All right, can you see them? Oh, you're right. You can't see the slides, just the Emily Cohn website. All right, you all should thank whomever said that. So, all right, can you see them now? Excellent, thank you. All right, so there's a lot of alternatives. Can you see the course? Let's just leave it like this. All right, what is internet? Okay, you've seen this presentation before. Okay, it's not this. This was a long time ago, right? These are Brad Frost's great slides, right? They're many years old and they still hold up. It's not that either, okay? And it's whatever comes next. Like what happens when you can't install a patch? Like, it's hard to buy a device now that isn't internet enabled, right? Correct? Like all the game consoles are internet enabled. Everything is internet enabled. And what you want to be able to say is, I'm going to make a website I'm going to make a web thing that's going to show up wherever you need it to. And that's the one of the foundations of this class. And that's something I hope you get really, really excited about. Like what we're going to be learning in this class is, how do I build for the future, right? Because your mobile devices and screen sizes, that's all old already. That's already outdated. What we want to do is kind of get ahead and look ahead. And we can't look ahead, right, about using our glasses as I tap on my glasses, tap, 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 right? Like a website's going to show up on my glasses at some point. Okay. And how do we build for that, right? And that's what this class is about, is laying those foundations. All right, this is our old, was a picture that looked like our old device lab, right? And it was out of date. And so when we moved to downtown Spokane, like, we're not taking this thing with us because it worked in 2012, but in 2020, like, it's not the way to test our devices anymore. All right, if you're the Cody type and you're like, I already know what an H1 is, right? I already know about Flexbox and CSS Grid and positioning. I need you to have some humility. Here are Cameron Moll's 7-year-old sons learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. My kids know about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, I can teach children in one afternoon how to do all this stuff. Okay, so if you got it, there's a lot. Have some humility, right? There's a lot of people who are really, really good at this, and that's what I love about the web. There's a lot of good solutions. Okay, and if you don't know what Stack Overflow is, Stack Overflow is full of really good solutions and really, really, really bad solutions. Okay, and as a professional, you're going to be able to need to know what is a good solution and a bad solution. I don't care that you copy and paste. I don't care that you copy and paste. Right? I say things in threes. I don't care that you copy and paste. I care that you don't understand what you copy and pasted. I care that you copied and pasted something that isn't as good as it could be. There's always a better solution, and I want us to be able to understand what those better solutions are. Okay. All right, tools. There's too many tools. What I love about the web is you don't have to pay $12,000, right? So at one point, to make an app for the Windows platform, you had to pony up a lot of money to do this. And the web is free, right? You can pull out your phones right now and start typing out a website, right? Less than HTML, done. Like, making a website is just text. It's just text. It's just text. It's just text. And once we understand that it's just text, it's really, really cool. Okay. So can you believe at one point that it was $12,000 to get the tools necessary to make the apps? Yeah. All right. Transparency, right? It's something we work on a lot in this class. Okay. You get used to it. Here's an artist laying in a box. I want you to understand this idea of transparency. Everything I've ever made on the internet, good, bad, or indifferent, someone can view source. Someone can go ahead and do that and take a look at the source code. Okay. Constantly viewing source on what you make, on what I make, on what my friends make, on what my colleagues make, on what my competitors make, right? Because there is no hiding on the internet. There's no hiding. And this is a good thing, right, y'all? This is a very, very good thing, right? And we can learn a lot. So when you see something that you like, you're like, oh, that's really cool. How do they do that? Well, we can view source and begin to see that. One of the tools that you were required to make for this class is you went to CodePen. And what I love, love, love about CodePen here is under the, where do they move it to now? Under Pix. If you see something you like, right? Like this, like, hey, this is a really cool navigation. You just click on it, right? You can hit the fork button and add it to your code. So I'm in one button right there, I'm gonna hit fork. Now it's added to my account, right? Now I can begin to change this thing, okay? And this is the nature of the web, right? The nature of the web is we all share and share alike. And I love that about the web. I love that if I'm on a website, I'm like, wow, that is really cool, right? How the hell did they do that? And I can begin to take it apart, right? And see, oh yeah, that's a really clever solution, right? And that's what we want to be able to do, okay? Good, good, right? With me so far? Emoji up. All right, thanks, Tiffany. Thank Nick. Okay. All right, I know what kind of instructor I am. Okay, this is all about transparency. Okay, I care that your work is good. Okay, I love this, by the way. Just so FYI, Rate My Professor is owned by MTV. They just want your eyeballs so they can put trackers on your computers. But feel free to post, because that's your right. But yeah, good. We have to be able to accept critique in all forms, right? Myself included. Okay, so I'm going to be critiquing your work, right? And I want your work to be better. I want you to care about your work as much as I do. If I care more about your work, then we need to fix that. You need to care more about your work than I do. And that's what we're working towards. And that's what this idea of being able to critique is. Okay. All right, well, come back and watch the video, The Art of Web Design. This is a great one. You typically would watch this in class, running a little bit long, trying to keep it low. Long story short, right? If you're a professional photographer or a professional designer, you want to make logos, right? Why don't you use stock photography? Can anybody unmute and tell me why we don't want to use a stock icons or stock photography or stock anything? Why? Some of you want to be professionals. Why? I'm going to pace back and forth. Not unique. What else?
You want to stand out from the crowd.
Yeah, like what are we learning, right? Right? We can
you
go
have
on.
more control over it yourself.
Perfect. I love bad stock photos. I love them, right? More control, okay? Right? Why don't we use these icons? Why are we learning, designers, how to design when we can use this stuff that's free? Okay. So I say all this because your clients are going to say the same thing. Your companies that we work for is like, well, why are we paying money for you to design stuff? Why can't we just use a template? Okay. And this is where we're going with all of this. Okay. And so I hope that you're beginning to understand this, because you can always go to html5up.net or just Google for free. Oops. HTML5 up. Okay. HTML5 up is great. Right? There are all these really beautiful templates. Right? You can hit this button right there called download. Look, and then even you don't have to think about responsive design. It takes care of all of it for you. You hit this download button, and you're done. You've got this thing ready to go. What do you need this class for? Okay. Oh, if I can answer my own question, like, do you understand after you hit this download button just what exactly you downloaded? And better yet, if the client asks you to change the text or the colors or the imagery or anything about this, could you do it? And that's why this class exists. Okay? I want you to understand what you're downloading, what you're forking, what you're cloning. Right? Good. All right. So I'm going to pause before we do anything else and make sure that we have an understanding of the overview. Yes, that says birth announcements. That's for a different class. Any questions, comments on what you just saw? I went through that really, really fast. There's some other stuff in there, but good. All right, all that said, let's get into this part. All right, I'm gonna click a button right now that's gonna publish the course website on Canvas. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit published. All right, FYI, just a heads up on Canvas here. Is the camera back on? You're good, you can see me now. All right, I give presentations about using alternatives to Canvas. I'm not the biggest fan of Canvas because I don't think it really works for our classes, but I say all this because there are a lot of different tools. There are a lot of different browsers, right? And I don't want to get into a fight about like, well, my tool is better than your tool, or my browser is better than your browser, my text editor is better than your text editor. I just want us to make stuff. Right? I want to remove as much friction as possible and just go make the best stuff possible. Everybody clear on that part? Okay. All right. So let's get into this, right? And the tool we're going to be using here is CodePen to do just that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to the screen sharing, and we're all going to go and code together. So let's go do this. So what I like about, so bye-bye Figma. Yeah. What I like about CodePen is just this. So first off, let's go to the course website, right? So it's mylastname.ewu.design. Okay. So you're going to get used to typing that. You're going to get used to typing manikoff.ewu.design. Okay, good. All right, it's going to take you to the portal for all of the classes. Okay, I put those must.
We're looking at a Canvas page right now.
Oh, are you? Well, let's get out of that. Thanks for that. All right, let's see here. Thank you. All right, better? All right, good. All right, so once you go to the portal, you're gonna go ahead and go into Web Design 1 and then go to the home page for Web Design 1. Once you do that, you can go ahead and bookmark it. Now, you can always bookmark this page too. Stuff is gonna be added to this as we go, okay? But the link I want you to have is right here on the Professor Pen. And so everyone go ahead and open up the Professor Pen. So what we're going to do here is go to the Professor Pen, and then once you're inside a CodePen, so y'all should have created your CodePen accounts prior to class. And you can see in the lower left-hand corner, there's 4 students watching, and okay. All right. Can anybody tell me if they've used CodePen or something similar like Dribble or JS Dablet or any of those? Anybody used CodePen before? Oh, you're gonna love it. All right, once you have that, go ahead and click on the chat and just say hi again in the chat. And so what we like about CodePen is you can watch me type and I can watch you type, and it's very, very collaborative. All right, so we're in this pen. Say hi. All right, only 5 of us are in there right now. Okay, and that's okay. We'll slowly get there. All right, so you have this one tab, and all quarter long, we're going to have 2 tabs open, 2 tabs. You're going to have my tab, and you're going to have your tab, my tab. So you can go ahead and open up a new pen, right? And let's go to codepen.io. Okay. And what pens are a full-fledged website or application, and it's just a small component of it, right? So if you've taken UX design, you understand this atomic design process. If you watch my video, I briefly mentioned the atomic design. Is what's nice about CodePen is if you have a new idea, you can go try it out. It's a playground. It's a place to just test, okay? It's a place to say, hey, we have this idea to make like what did we just do there? The text stroke. We want to see if it works in this browser, and obviously we saw that it didn't work on the browser. And one of the things we say in industry is like, well, prove it, right? Otherwise, it's just a fantasy until we can actually demonstrate that this thing works, right? We always have a proof of concept. We always have a prototype, and CodePen makes this really fast. So all that said, once you're logged in CodePen, you have my tab open and you have your tab open. And if you don't have my tab open, it's okay for right now. So go to codepen.io and just go ahead and click on pen. Okay, you're gonna have a brand new pen right there, a brand new shiny pen. Okay. And so I'm right here and you're right here. Okay, and you have these 2 tabs. Okay, there's 9 of us. We're slowly getting there. Right, and so in my tab, I'm going to type some stuff like an H1, right? And so we're slowly going to get used to this syntax of HTML syntax, and I don't want to overload you today, but go ahead and type H1 tab. Okay, you're just typing your name, right? In this case, this is my name. Okay, and so on your screen, you can see me typing. Okay. So a lot of our class lectures are going to be, you staring at me behind me in front of a bookshelf, right? But on your screens, you're going to have one tab that's me, right? And if you have a big monitor, put me on one side of your monitor and put your pen on the other side of the monitor. now that you have that, go ahead and all right, so now I'm in student mode, right? So I'm gonna come over here and now I'm a student, right? So I'm watching here, I'm demonstrating here. So type H1, hit tab, and then put your name. This is your name now. Now notice when you do that, congratulations, you just made a website. That's a website. So what CodePen is doing is abstraction. And all quarter long, we're gonna be talking about abstraction. CodePen is our tool. So if your design team said, hey, can you do this proof of concept where there is a name on a website? They're like, well, I can fire up my tools and upload this to a web server. And the process is tedious, right? Or we can just make a little pen and say, what do you think of this? Right? We can change stuff about it. So let's go into the CSS, okay? And we're going to type H1, and then my favorite syntax of all, curly brace, left curly, right curly, right? And then you're going to see me type the word color, right? And we're going to use this color called orange. Ooh, orange red. I like that color, right? And you say, hey, look, it's orange red, and you're going to copy that. You're going to put this in your CSS panel. And for right now, we're going to not worry about JavaScript, right? But depending on how the quarter goes, I may or may not give you JavaScript. All right, already, so you have your name, okay? You have your H1, which is colored red, okay? And then your design team, right, or your developers go, yeah, that color is kind of weird. Can we change it? Like, yeah, how about cornflower blue? Okay, and how long did that take? Exactly. Like all our design iterations should be fast, fast, fast. And every company, right, has their own process, how to quickly make changes, how to make multiple versions of something. Okay, and we're going to be using a tool like CodePen to be able to basically break down our websites. So we're going to have one pen for our footer. We're going to have one pen for our sidebar, one pen for our navigation. And what we want to be able to do is just focus on our navigation, just focus on our sidebar, just focus on our footer. And then once we have all those individual pieces together working, we can bring that all together for our website. So like I said in my video, how we work in industry is we don't have a blank file. We don't start from blank files. Let that sink in. You don't go file new and start a project. Every single company that works on the web already has all the necessary files, right? And there are a lot of them, and we'll get into how many there are later on, right? You want to get up and running on a website as quickly as possible. You want to get up and running and making those changes as quickly as possible. Good there? All right, congratulations, you just made your first website. Way to go. Slow clap. All right. I'm gonna move on to Canvas now, right? Before I do that, any questions? Any questions on what we just did? There's stuff in the chat. Okay. All right. So CS Bert 55. That's a CSS question, and we'll talk about that at another time. Okay. There should be a change view option in the top. Is that a question, Nick? Or are you helping a classmate?
Somebody wanted to know how to get the codes along the sides instead of along the top, and so
Oh,
ran into the same issue.
Yeah. So if you're in your pen over here, you can go to they move stuff around. Under change view, you can change the editor layout. Okay. And there's a lot of different tips and tricks inside of CodePen that we'll use later on. So, right. We're going to be able to write our own code snippets, right? Like if I asked you to write 1,000 like 300 links, right? Like you could do this. Like this is one link, and here's one. Right? That would be really, really tedious, right? Or you can do this and just nerd out. Link, right? So here's 3 links, right? Here's 30, here's 300, and we're going to talk about all those tips and tricks later on, right? Computers are really good at counting. We're human beings. I say this a lot. Let the computer be a computer. You be a human being. You design for human beings. I want us to focus on that, okay? The tools and technology, we can't change. If we fight the tools and technologies, we're gonna lose because all those rules are set, all those rules are in place. What we wanna do is understand what the rules are and what the limitations and also the possibilities, right? Why I love this class so much is there's so much possibility. There's so much stuff that we're never gonna be able to fit into one quarter. And if I can get you excited about the possibilities of what we can do, it's really, really fun stuff. So get excited. Check, check. And we'll talk about that the syntax I just typed at another time. All right, there are no questions about that. Okay, and we're not going to learn CodePen overnight. I'm going to go ahead now and bring up Canvas. Okay, and we'll start wrapping up here. Okay, I'm going to go to student view. Okay, here's Canvas student view. Canvas is being slow, right? We'll let it be, it's slow. Okay, so what we're gonna do is have basically 50 exercises, 50 really, really small things off the quarter, 1 per day. And from my little video there, see if I can refresh this. From my little video there, right? Everything is due at 11:59 p.m., okay? So once you're in Canvas, you can go to your assignments there. And there's basically, they're all the daily engagements. Now, I don't like this grouping, so I go show by type. And they're going to be listed, right? One for every Monday through Friday, all due at 11:59 p.m. And so and some of them are going to have no submissions. Some of them are going to have a text box. Some are going to have a URL submission. They're all going to be different. They're all going to be related to what we're working on. So I'm going to go through these real fast. The first one is congratulations, everybody's got 5 points for doing this first one. The first one is just making sure that you've watched the screencasts on the accounts that are needed, that you have a CodePen Pro account, right? And you change it to the monthly billing, right, at $19 a month, okay? And again, we're going to cancel at the end of the quarter. The other check is that we've created our Codecademy Pro account using our Eastern email address. Okay, this is going to be our textbook for the quarter. Also, just a heads up, in case I can't lecture for whatever reason, considering all that's going on, Codecademy is going to be, if I can't make it to class, right, or I'm out, Codecademy is going to be our plan B. Okay, we good on this part? Is everybody clear? Okay, but knock on wood, that never has to happen, but it's a good plan B to have. Okay, and we'll talk about the courses that we're going to need for that later on. All right, at this point, you've created a Hover account, but you haven't purchased a domain name, right? You've created a Hover account, but you haven't purchased a domain name. I want you to start thinking about your domain name. This is not something you should do like flippantly. Like, give it some thought, give it some, you know. And a good place to start, just type in your last name, right? Type in your first name, type in your nickname, and begin to see what options are there. There are a lot of really fun and weird domain names like .ninja, which I should buy for my son. I should get him a .ninja domain. While I'm at it, I might do that. Good. Okay, and those are our checks, right? So that's 0. Okay, so for this one, you don't have to do anything. Easy points. The next one is what was covered in the video. Okay, again, the times of this class are not at 1 p.m. I have to fix that. What time is this class? 3 p.m. All right. Thank you. We know the URL to the course website, right? mylastname.ew.design. We know that this class is both half synchronous and asynchronous. It's asynchronous that these lectures are being recorded. It's synchronous that we're meeting at the same time, okay? And again, use office hours. So after this, some of you might have questions. So we're gonna, I can hang around and answer your questions, or if you're burnt out, you can take off, okay? Right, or ask questions prior to class. Attendance, strongly recommended, right? Strongly recommended. All right, don't use Canvas's inbox, okay? Email me directly. Canvas's inbox is terrible. It's not an email client, right? We already have email. I don't know why Canvas's inbox, okay? So I'm saying on the record, being recorded for the state of Washington, that Canvas's inbox is terrible and should be done away with. Good, good? All right. When will your email be seen? I want you to set boundaries, okay? This stuff is not 24/7. The same thing here is I was emailing with one of your peers this morning before 8 a.m. Okay? This is when I check my email. This is when I can get to my email, okay? So be aware of that. Like, we're not gonna get same day, definitely not gonna get the same hour response, okay? All that said, email is not a good place for code or design review. So calling my website is broken. Can you help me fix it, right? I want to be able to discuss with you what you're trying to achieve, right? And what are the pros and cons, and what are our multiple solutions? There are many ways to do the same thing. That Figma problem with the stroke text that we did in the beginning of class, I have a solution for it. There are solutions. Okay. And so that's what we need to talk about. Okay. Otherwise, I end up fixing all of your code and we didn't learn anything. And that defeats the purpose of this class. So that's what the 30 minutes before and after class are all about. Okay. So please do not send any code via email. Okay. Right. Do not just copy and paste your code, drop it in an email and go, what's wrong with my site? It's like, I can't do anything with that, right? We need to go to the source. We need to go to the actual files. All right, Eastern Be Well Services. I can't stress this enough. Okay, if you take professional practice with me, we go in depth on this stuff. And one of the things I do in professional practice is you're not allowed to work. We as a class, we're not going to work on a client project until we're able to get ready to work on our project, because that's an important aspect of being a professional and working. So, but that's for professional practice. For us, we're going to go ahead and start on our project next class. But I just want you to be aware of these services, and please take advantage of them. Okay? I wish a lot of this was available to me when I was a student. Right? I mean that genuinely. All right, lastly, the syllabus. You have a link to it on the course website. You will read it and understand it on your own time. If not, go ahead and let me know. All right, the next check is right here. You're going to create your first CodePen post. Okay, and so this is what I want you to demonstrate, that you can do this. So we made a CodePen pen. So now everybody back into CodePen. So make sure that you're logged into CodePen. Okay. We can go ahead and go to the CodePen website, codepen.io, go back to the home page. And we're not going to make a pen, right? Because a pen is a snippet. A pen is a component, right? A pen is a small part of the bigger picture. What we're going to do here is we're going to make a post. Okay, so go to CodePen. You're going to make a new post. Okay, and this is going to be your name. And when you make that post, I want you to go ahead and answer these questions right here. Okay, these questions. You're going to write a short bio about yourself. Whoops, I forgot your image. Let me put that back in here. Here, I'll put all those things in. And all I'm doing right now is giving you a little exercise to make sure that we can use our tools. And CodePen allows you to essentially make your own blog, okay? Right? And do those things. So we created a new post, check. We took care of number one. We put our name in there, check. We did that, all right. Write a short bio about yourself, okay? So, all right, I am a ... Describe your goals, okay? What are your goals for web design one? Okay. My goals are ... All right, and design and retype. All right. Can anyone? All right. If you're not, are there any non-design majors in this class? Go ahead and just kind of let me know in the chat or speak up. I just need to. Yeah. All right. Let's always get a good gauge of, okay. All right, so if you don't think you're more of a designer type or a developer type, go ahead and let me know, right? If you're somewhere in the middle, right, or you're more of an electrical engineer, right? Ooh, okay, let me know. Good, good? Okay, I am a blank major. All right, so let's go ahead and see if you can put an image of yourself, okay, on this. And to make an image of ourselves, it's really, really easy. We just click on this button right here that looks like an image, insert image, okay? And then we can browse to the images that we need. Okay, and right here under asset unloaders, we can go to browse, put up the images that we need. Okay. I don't have an image of myself, and it'll show up right there. And then what you can do is go ahead and hit save if you wanted to keep working on it, or you can go ahead and hit publish. Okay, so we're gonna hit publish. Okay, and then you can click on view post, and that is your post right there, and that's what you're gonna be submitting. So that is your, for this assignment, you're gonna provide a URL to this post right here. And domain name structures are something we're going to be spending quite a bit of time on. And I'm just, what I'm checking for now is you can get your feet wet with CodePen, and then two, right, just slowly get introduced to domain, how URL structures work. Good. All right. If there are no other questions, feel free to have a good day. And if you have a question, feel free to hang out and ask me any questions. All right, I'm going to stop the recording now. And I'm gonna turn on, all right, you can exit. I'm gonna unmute everybody.
I had a quick question.
Sure.
What did we have to type in to get to your CodePen again? Sorry.
So go to the course page.
Okay.
Okay, so you're looking at Web Design 1, right? And then you're gonna click on Professor Pen under the daily section.
Oh, okay. So in Canvas? Or no?
No, on the course homepage.
In CodePen?
No, so you're gonna go here on to, let's see here. All right, so Tiffany, I'm gonna post a link here, right?
Okay.
So all the courses are listed here. Right, so you see the link in the chat? Let me go ahead
Yeah.
and share my screen. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. All right, so I'm gonna go to that same link.
Okay, so I first have to go to your page and then
Click on Web Design 1. Okay. Right.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Good. You can bookmark this page, and the only reason I do that is if you take a look at the URL, it's not something worth remembering, right? It's very long-winded, and so it's just a shortcut. So I'd strongly encourage you that you just bookmark this page if you don't want to have to keep typing that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, see you next class.
Hey, so I'm on the Canvas and I went to just check on the syllabus, and both the home page and syllabus page for mine are the same thing. They just say different things at the top. One says home, one says course syllabus, but there's no actual link to a syllabus. I didn't know.
The syllabus is on the course page.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay,
So,
thank you.
yeah, I don't use Canvas. I just
Okay.
use it because I have to. I have to see
Gotcha.
grades to it. So
Just was double checking since the tab didn't seem any different from the home one. So
true.
Thank you very much.
You know what I can do? I can I'll export it out and I'll put it up to Canvas. It's probably a good idea. Thank you.
Yep.
Anybody else?
I kind of had a question about the thing you posted.
A lot. I posted a lot of things.
Well, no, like in CodePen, like how did you
Yeah.
post that one thing that you just created? Like that was kind of your assignment.
The post. The code?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like where did you go exactly?
Oh, all right. So are you seeing my screen right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can see my screen, right? So let's say we made a change to the screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did this. I'm just typing. I can hit update. Right below it, there's a view post button.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Well,
click
how
on
did you
view-
get to this screen in general? Like, I don't have like an option that says like it says like pen project and like collection on the side. It doesn't say
Uh,
post,
so
though.
below project, there's a post button.
Okay.
Do you see it?
No.
Is your account?
Do you have to pay for that, like at the beginning?
I don't know. I would assume so. It's part of
Okay,
the
because
plan.
mine just doesn't show that option. That's
So
like it's kind
yours
of-
goes pen project collection.
Yeah.
If you go ahead and go into your dashboard, and what does your profile say under? Let's see, dashboard.
I was having this issue too, but when I paid, it showed up the post option.
Okay.
So you just
So-
have to pay to get to that.
Yeah, I think you need to upgrade to the developer one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So from my email, it was the the developer plan.
Make sure you switch to the monthly. So
yeah.
it'll charge you like $140.
Yes. Switch to monthly billing right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're
Okay.
using the developer plan.
So is it the middle one? you
It's
choose?
the purple
It's
plan.
the purple one.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Yep, yep. All right. So I'm just gonna stare at y'all awkwardly until you exit the room.
I do have a question about
Sure.
the CodePen post. When you are putting up the picture, it brings up the link like the HTTP thing, and then I know that's where the coding for the photo is supposed to go.
Mhm.
How would I go about like putting a photo actually in there though? I have virtually no coding experience whatsoever, so this is going to be new for me.
Oh, perfect. Let's actually walk through that right now. So what I'm gonna do here is, I bet you're not the only one that is gonna have this question. So first you're gonna go to your asset uploader, right? In the sidebar there.
Mm.
I don't have a picture of myself, right? So you're gonna go browse, and first you're gonna upload your asset. And what they're doing is they're kind of getting you ready to this idea of, even though you're on your computer, like you're locally looking at your computer, you're locally in the room that you're in, we're working remotely, right? We're working remotely on the web. And so first we need to upload that. So first you're gonna browse and upload. And then once you have it upload, it's just a matter of clicking on it, and that URL string will show up in there. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm gonna do it with this big picture that I have right here. All right, for you to open. Oh, it's too big. So let me make a note to make a short screencast about how to do just that, and then I'm sure it'll be helpful for everybody. So I'll just add that to our YouTube channel.
Okay, perfect. And then once you get everything done, that green publish button, that's how you upload it to the site, or do I have to do something more to actually turn the assignment in?
So once you hit, so let's pretend this is all done,
Mhm.
right? You're just gonna copy that URL, right? So basically what I'm asking is, you made this thing, how are you going to share it with me and the rest of the world?
Right.
And URLs are the fundamental, like, building block of the web. And that's why we need to understand this. And this is what I'm checking for, is like, you're going to make a website. And the question is going to be, so Nick, right?
Yeah.
Nick, how do I get to your website?
Mm.
And this is what I'm checking for now, is like, well, you made this post. How do I see it? It's almost too basic, right? So you're just going to simply copy and paste that post, go into CodePen here, and submit that URL. So
Okay.
So provide URL to your CodePen post, not your CodePen pen.
Gotcha. And I don't see on my screen where it says view the post. I see the save and I see the publish, but I don't actually see the view post details or anything like that.
You're gonna have to go ahead and save it one time. Hit the green button.
Okay. Oh, doesn't have a title. Let's see. Let's just call it. learn how to spell. Got it.
Yep. Good, good.
Yep, I think that's everything I had. All right. Perfect.
Anybody else?
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, so I'm trying to upload the photo, kind of going off what we were just talking about, and I did the preview and it's just coming up with like a blank box. I'm not sure if I caught or if I put in the wrong like link or uploaded the wrong thing, but
Let me make that screencast, see if it helps, and then if you still have questions after it, let me know.
Okay.
It's hard to debug right now because I can't see your screen and I definitely can't see your code.
Okay.
So after, if at the very least, if I can see your code, I can see what's happening. But it's
I
hard.
could maybe here, let's see if this
Yeah.
works.
There's no harm in submitting. You can submit more than once. Like you can go ahead and submit the URL into Canvas. And then
So
look
I
at it.
put the code in the chat room of the Zoom call, and that's what it looks like on my screen.
So I'm gonna fix this for you. So it should go like this. Oops.
So
And
it should be in the parentheses.
yeah, and this would be your name, right? And your
Brandon.
I don't know why it hides
McCoy.
your hides everybody's name. So. All right, Brandon, I'm gonna paste this back into the chat so you can see it. All right, so that would be the correct text.
Okay. Then I'd put my name right there. Yeah. So now it's just coming up with a question mark. I don't know if I.
There's your image. It shouldn't have a question mark. That should be the right text.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it might just be the preview. I'm not sure, but
make sure you update it. Right.
Let's see.
See how it's working correctly on my screen? How you've just now you're on my post. So it works correctly. So I would double check because I'm sure you don't want your image on my post, but it's there.
I think I have a bracket in the wrong place. Maybe.
Yeah. And again, another thing I'm checking. We're diving right into this, right? Getting used to all of the syntax and the brackets and the curly braces, and the best way to learn a language, dive straight in, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because all
Awesome.
these are right, they're all languages. HTML is a language, CSS is a language, and immersion is the best way to learn any language.
Oh, yep. Got it. Thank you so much.
Cool. Anybody else?
Yeah, could you just go over one more time how to do the photo? I'm sorry, I'm having trouble with it.
Can you share your post?
I don't know how to
Yeah.
do that. Let's share it on like CodePen.
Were you listening with what I was doing with Nick?
I was trying to figure it out, so not super.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, you can one of two things. I can make a little screencast, and
Okay.
then they'll demonstrate this. But first, is it uploaded to your account?
To the CodePen account?
So if you take a look at my screen, right?
Mhm.
You're first going to browse and upload your account. You upload your file to CodePen. Okay, because you can't use your image until you upload your image. So you're gonna go ahead and hit the asset uploader.
Okay.
Okay, and then so first upload your image.
Yeah, I had that, the image.
Okay.
I think I have it. I think I have them there.
All right, so the next thing I want you to do is I want you to paste in the code for that image so I can see what you're seeing, because I can't see your screen.
Paste in the code.
Into the chat so I can see what you're doing.
Okay. Just from the URL. Or,
So you have code that shows up on your page, right?
uh-huh.
Like, see that code that I have highlighted?
Yeah.
That's what I want from your screen.
Oh, okay.
Or if you can share your screen, that would be
I don't know how to,
okay.
Oh.
So,
I think, oh, it said that I am not allowed to share the screen. I'll just, I guess,
can you paste in what you have in that box?
yeah. So that's what is
Great.
like
All right.
shown on the screen there.
All right. So Shauna.
Yeah.
Okay. So this right here is your image, right? This is the one that's uploaded for the world to see, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now what we want to do is actually add this to the post, right? So the
Mhm.
image is up on the internet, right? The image is up there on the internet. And what we want to be able to do is bring it into our posts. And to do that, okay, we're going to click on this button right there. See that little button that says insert image?
Yeah.
All right, so you click on that. All right. So in the square brackets, I want you to put your name.
Okay.
So see how I did that?
Yeah.
Great. All right. Right here in the parentheses, that parentheses right there,
Yeah.
okay, that's the URL to your image. Okay. That's
Okay.
this path right here. So we're going to copy that entire path, that entire URL string, and we're going to paste it right inside of there, right between those two curly braces. I mean, not the curly
Okay.
braces, right? So you notice how I have highlighted the path of the image and then
Yeah.
left parentheses, right parentheses. All right, and go ahead and hit update on that. Right? And now if
Okay.
and if I take a look at the post now, right, now your image is on my post. Okay. And what we're learning here is whatever's on the internet is always there for perpetuity and forever, right? And we're sharing this with the world. This is that transparency that I was talking about.
Okay.
Cool, cool.
Okay. Yeah, I think it worked now. Thank you. Sorry.
Good. All right, you two, can I go, or you have a question? Andy? Andy?